have paragraphs where it's not all together, okay, which is what we call as the implied topic sentence. So sometimes you need to figure it out. You read it out, you read the paragraph and you need to find out the implications out of that. Okay, it may not be explicitly given as a part of the paragraph itself. So these were the four positioning that we had discussed with respect to topic sentence. Okay. So we looked at that example in the last class, and we look at a few more from all the four kinds, or the four different placements of them within paragraph. But before we do that, any idea? But it would be nice if one of you can quickly tell me what you understand by topic sentence. I've now shared the slide with you. Can you all see it properly?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So respond to the questions at least once in a while, because it could be that, sometimes we lose connections, networks and all that. So just to be assured that you're all here, it would be nice to have you respond once in a while. Okay. There isn't a compulsion, but of course, classes become effective only if the participants interact, ask questions, yeah. So would be nice.
Sure,
Right.
We'll do that.
Yeah, thank you, Shiv Bhaskar, for that. So this one, we had discussed about this thing in the last class, but can we quickly start off by recapping on what topic sentence and the controlling idea was? Today, for today's class, actually, I've got an exercise for you that is particularly to identify the topic and the controlling idea, okay? So once we get a grip on that, we can take up new exercises like identifying the sentence itself, the topic sentence itself, and the other parts of the paragraph, which will become the rest of the part of today's class. But before I get into that, I want to wrap up this discussion on topic sentence and controlling idea. So this one is familiar. This is this is the paragraph that we looked at in the last class. No? So we've had a discussion on this. What is a topic sentence? What does it do? No? So if you do not understand the idea itself, it would be tougher for you to read the rest of the examples. Okay.
Ma'am, it describes the topic.
It tells you, yeah, more than the topic, it tells you what the main idea or the central idea of the paragraph, right? So it defines, that particular sentence defines what the paragraph is going to be about. Every other sentence that you find in the paragraph is going to be something. Their task will be to support or give additional information about this main idea or the central idea. It basically elaborate on this idea. Their task will be to elaborate on the main idea, which is constituted in the topic sentence. So that is a function basically. Topic sentence declares the major idea, the central argument or the central idea of your paragraph to you. Okay, this is important in all kind of writing, whether you're in somebody who's engaged in academic writing, says if you're someone who writes research papers for journals, okay, or if you say are a PhD student somewhere and you're writing a thesis, right? In all such places, and even if you're like say a fiction writer, a creative writer, right, or your blog writer, in any case, in any forms of writing, whatever the purpose is, whatever your motivation to write is, this particular part becomes very important, because the basic building block in any kind of writing will be a paragraph, right? So you need to know how to organize your ideas. You need to know how to develop them in order to give them the shape that you want them to take. And topic sentence is one such building block within the paragraph, which helps you. What does it do? It helps you identify. If you're reading, then it helps you identify with the main idea. And if you're writing, it helps you express your main idea. Okay. Right. So that is quickly to begin with. Controlling idea. I think I've talked about this also in the last class. It basically gives you a perspective or the direction or the attitude of the writer. Okay, tells you what direction your idea is going to develop. Okay, like in this example that we looked at, writing is a complex socio-cognitive process involving the construction of recording messages on paper or on some other material, and more recently on a computer screen. Clearly, the topic is writing, right? And what is the controlling idea? That it is a socio-cognitive process, and everything else that you're going to see in the paragraph, all the other sentences that you see, builds on this particular point, right? Which is writing is a socio-cognitive process, right? So that is the idea of topic, sentence, and controlling idea. Now I'm going to give you examples, different examples in the same while resting on the same topic. This is basically to show you also the placement of topic sentences. The first one, the example that you just saw, you've had it placed on the top. Now this is the second example. You can read it and tell me where do you find a topic sentence in this, okay? So you can take a minute and read the screen, the paragraph that is there on your screen, and then you can tell me what the topic sentence is, okay? And when you're responding, please raise your hand so that, we don't cause create a clutter and mess with speaking over each other. Raise your hands and let me know which one do you think is the topic sentences among what you have read in the paragraph. I'll come to you, Shiva Bhaskar, in just a minute. I just want everybody to read before we discuss it. Okay. Yeah, you can speak now.
So to write and to write coherently are two different things. You can scribble anything. If it does not make any sense, then you're writing, but it doesn't make any sense. So to write coherently, you need to use proper words. You need to understand what effect or what kind of reactions would it your essay would elicit from the intended reader, and you should know the level of the reader before you choose the appropriate vocabulary for appropriate vocabulary. That and it is all you need to acquire. You need to go to school, study, and learn writing. Unlike speaking, as most Indians are.
All right. So you're explaining the paragraph to me, no? So that is okay. You're right. That part of understanding is okay. But what will be the topic sentence here then? From the sentences that's given in the paragraph, which one do you think is the one that gives you the main idea and the controlling idea? Just pick a sentence from the ones that you have here. That's basically the task here. We can understand, of course, understanding part and comprehension is there. But if I ask you what's a topic sentence, what do you tell me? Priyanka? Priyanka, go ahead.
I think I can make it out more clearly from the last sentence where it says, unlike speaking, writing is complex socio-cognitive process. So from here, I get the idea that it is about writing, the skills of writing. The entire paragraph speaks about it, that how to acquire and what is it about.
Yeah, correct. That's very rightly identified. Question is everybody else also able to say it, right? Like she had explained, when you look at that sentence, the last one, unlike speaking, writing is a complex socio-cognitive process that has to be acquired through years of training or schooling. It basically is something that the sentences that go above it, all of them above, they were actually elaborating on this particular point, right? If you look at it closely. So that means this one is the topic sentence. And where is it placed? In the previous slide, the example that we took, it was the same paragraph, if you have noticed. But what you have done is you have slightly changed the placement of the topic sentence. There it was in the beginning. Here you have put the statement at the end of the paragraph. However, what it does to the paragraph does not change. No matter where it is placed, the function of the topic sentence is basically to tell you the main argument or the main idea, right? And that function is being fulfilled in both the paragraphs, irrespective of the placement of, or irrespective of the positioning of the topic sentence, right? So it is then not very difficult to identify topic sentence, no matter where it is placed. If you understand what it does, then it is easy. Okay. All right. Any doubts or questions that you have? Okay. If there is no doubt, then we'll go to the next example. I want you to take a look at this one as well. Now, this is a different kind of a paragraph. Okay. Take a minute or two, read it. Okay. Could be a little perplexing at some time, at some point, but it's not that difficult also. Okay. We had a chance to look at it. What do you form of this paragraph? What do you understand? Do you see a topic sentence here anywhere in the paragraph? Any sentence in this one which tells you what this paragraph is about? What is your understanding of this? What kind of a paragraph is this?
It looks like a passage from an English novel.
Yes, that's right. This is a passage from the novel called Mrs. Dalloway by the author whose name is Virginia Woolf. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So what do you understand? So when you, after having read this, what is it that you have understood, or more than that, what is your general feeling about the paragraph? Okay, is it anything like the previous one?
The previous one is more informative or educative. This is melancholic or like sad.
By informative, you mean it's a bit more personalized, right? It's all what you can call as it clearly tells you, or it clearly highlights the thought process of the author, right? So it's more about the author expressing ideas or expressing about things that she has seen around, or what she thinks about a certain person in her life, etc. Right? This is, yeah. So, okay. So that aside, does it have a topic sentence anywhere? So if somebody asks you what's the topic, is it easy to determine what the topic is?
I don't think so, because there is no central idea.
There
Like
is
in
no
the
central
previous
idea.
one, there was an idea about writing and the all
Yes.
information revolved about it. It is just
Ah.
a thought process, a random
It's just
paragraph.
bunch of thoughts, right? Like what you
Yeah.
refer to as bunch of thoughts. Because again, there is no, it's not like, the person sticks with one aspect. She basically begins talking about the day, how it is, how the environment is for that particular day. And then suddenly shifts to talking about something else, right? Now, this particular author, this is nothing related to writing as such, but, just as a matter of additional information, this particular author, she's very much known to have utilized a particular technique in writing called the stream of consciousness. Okay, so you can check what that means. Okay, I am not elaborating much on it because it's not a literature course. That's why. So your paragraph that is there in front of you basically looks like this because this is a technique that the author basically uses in all her works. You can see this. Okay, but point here is that this does not have a topic sentence. Okay, what you can do to the best of your ability is that try and figure out something like, the ones that we are doing right now could be, a bunch of thoughts put together. Okay, if I ask you to write a topic sentence for this, the only one you can write would be as a person outside this author space. Okay, you cannot write it from the point of view of the author. It's a little difficult. That's the problem with the stream of consciousness way of writing. So topic sentence here can only be implied. Okay, after having read this, you can imply it, but from the paragraph itself, it is difficult for us to pick one sentence as the topic sentence, like we did for the previous two paragraphs, right? That is the point here. So one example for implied topic sentence. We'll quickly go to the next one, the example 4. Read this one. It's a shorter one, and this is much like the first two examples that we discussed. Okay, so what is this about? What do you think is the topic sentence? We'll read the sentences. Okay, just for the, sorry?
It's talking about the red eye.
It's talking about the red eye. Yes, that's right. So that is the phenomena of red eye is your topic, right?
It's about how to reduce how red eye is reduced.
Correct. You both of you are right. Okay, how you reduce is then the controlling idea. Topic is the red eye, right? The red eye that develops while you click pictures. That's the topic. And how do you reduce this is the controlling idea. Okay, so if you've identified both of this, then can you also tell me what is the topic sentence for this paragraph?
The red eye is the result of light from the flash. This one. Middle. Second line.
Second, think again.
Okay.
Second line is what is known as red eye is the result of light from the flash reflecting of the pupils of the eyes. Okay. Does it tell you what the paragraph is talking about? It has elements, but does it complete?
Third
Yes.
sentence, the phenomenon of red eye can be lessened by using the red eye detection feature found in many SLR cameras.
Right. So that is, see, you identified the topic as the phenomenon of red eye, and you also identified that the controlling idea is about how you can lessen it, okay, or how you can reduce it. Both of that is included in the third sentence. The phenomena of red eye can be lessened by using the red eye reduction feature found on many SLR cameras. Do you see that? Right. So this is the sentence in the paragraph which puts together both your topic and the controlling idea. And hence that's the topic sentence. Now, where is it placed? Is it in the beginning? No. Is it at the end of the sentence? Again, no. So somewhere through, it can be in the middle, or if it is not in the beginning or the end, it can be elsewhere in the paragraph, right? So it's definitely not in the beginning and in the end. So this is the example of the fourth kind of placement, okay, which is placement of the topic sentence in a position other than the beginning and the end of the paragraph. See this, right? Okay, is this identifiable to you, or is there a confusion here? Okay, so this is how you look at topic sentences. Okay, so this requires a little more practice. I do have exercises on this, but today what we are majorly going to focus is to look at the topic and the controlling idea itself. Maybe in the next class, after we have discussed the supporting sentences and the concluding sentence for today's class, we'll take up that exercise. Okay, so I hope you've understood the placement part of topic sentences, right? How they appear in the beginning, in the end, or sometimes it's not even like found anywhere, it's just implied. Or the last example where we saw that it is located elsewhere in the paragraph. In any case, whichever the position is, the only thing we should be concerned about is the figuring out of the topic itself, which you're able to do. Okay, I see that from your responses, you're able to figure out that. Okay, so if that is achieved, then it is not a problem where your topic sentence is. It really doesn't matter. However, in case of professional writing, this is something that I want to underline. If you're writing for professional purposes, if you're writing in the professional domain, it's always recommended, always advised that your topic sentence appears at the beginning of all the paragraphs. Okay, while it can appear elsewhere for the purpose of professional writing, please keep in mind that it is always advised that you place your topic sentences in the beginning. Okay, or at least it should be the second sentence. Anything further down than that would be a little counterproductive to your purpose. So keep this part in mind. All right. So I am now going to share another, I'll come back to the slide in a moment. I'm going to take up other topics today, but before I begin with supporting sentences, I want you to do an exercise, a short one. So I'm going to share the Word document with you. Okay. Okay, are you all able to see the Word document?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so what are we supposed to do here? This is again an exercise in the first module of our discussion in professional writing, which is the development of paragraph. You have a set of 12 sentences here. So in each of them, you'll be identifying both the topics. So all these sentences are basically topic sentences from different paragraphs. Okay, so your duty is to identify the topic and the controlling idea in all of these topic sentences. Okay, is the task clear? Okay. Yeah. So let's begin. When you have the answers, please raise your hands instead of giving the answers straight away so that we can have more people participating. Okay. Now the first sentence, there are many reasons why pollution in ABC town is the worst in the world. There are many reasons why pollution in ABC town is the worst in the world. Tell me what the topic and the controlling idea is. Raise your hands and we can talk. I'm going to lower your hand, Priyanka, because I want to see who wants to answer. So yes, the first sentence. It will be nice if we can do it a little faster so that I can go over the other topics also instead of dragging it. This is a very short exercise and an easy one. Okay, I'll come to Shachi. Yes, Shachi, please go ahead. Shachi?
Hello, hello.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I feel that this is the topic is pollution.
It's just
Hello?
pollution. Yes.
And and the condition, the condition of town in the world.
Condition of the town. So
controlling
look at
idea.
it carefully. There are many reasons why pollution in ABC town is the worst in the world. What do you think a topic sentence like this is going to talk about in the paragraph? What will the paragraph be about?
This must be the what are the reasons
correct.
the
right. So then
world cities are getting polluted.
Exactly. So that is the many reasons part is going to be the controlling idea of the paragraph. The paragraph is going to build on that particular part. And the topic is it just, you told me it's pollution. Is it just pollution, or is it the pollution in ABC town?
Maybe pollution, ma'am, but talking about ABC.
No, you tell me what is the topic. Is it just talking about,
The world.
will the paragraph just talk about
That is
pollution in
pinpointed.
general or pollution in ABC town?
Maybe pollution in the
In
in
ABC
general,
town.
but take the worst kind of city, because this is worst
Okay,
city.
no, we're not going to take
So that is
anything
why it has come
outside the
into the point.
sentence. Yeah, we're not going to be taking anything outside the
Okay, ma'am.
sentence, because remember, the sentence
So
is
the
part of
maybe
a paragraph.
ABC town in the worst.
Correct.
So it is
Correct.
okay,
So,
ma'am. Then it is ABC town.
so this is a topic sentence. We are imagining that this is a topic sentence of a paragraph. So which means that paragraph will have to talk about pollution in ABC town. Like very specific it has to be. Then like you identified,
Yes,
the controlling idea is going to be the reasons, right? Many reasons. So basically the reader now knows that the paragraph is going to talk about the many reasons of pollution in ABC towns. Okay. All right. Okay, now there were other people who have raised your hands. I'm going to come to you for the next question. Okay, so you'll all get a chance. Next one, to be an effective CEO requires certain characteristics. Maitrey, you've gone first, you can answer.
It's CEO required certain characteristics. They should. This will be the topic. Means the paragraph contain the different characteristics a CEO should have to be a good CEO.
So what is the topic? Topic is
different characteristics a CEO should have. CEO requires certain characteristics.
The paragraph will explain about what? The different characteristics, right?
Different characteristics. Yes.
So what is that? It is the controlling idea. That's the direction the paragraph is going to take. What is it going to be about? To be an effective CEO.
To be an to be effective CEO. So there will be a certain
topic. That part is the topic, and certain characteristics part becomes your controlling idea. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, Shabnam, you can go for the next question. Okay. There are many possible contributing factors to global warming. What's your topic?
The global warming will be the topic.
Correct.
And the many possible contributing factors will be the controlling idea.
Controlling idea. Okay. All right. Very good. So rest of you, do you get a sense of how do you identify the topic and the controlling idea? This is how you're going to do it. Okay. Once you have the, you will do the identification of topic sentence for the next exercise, not today, for the next class. But essentially, this is how you're going to look at the sentence itself. Okay, like it has a topic, it has a controlling idea. Okay, we'll go to the next one quickly. Fourth one, fortune hunters encounter many difficulties when exploring a shipwreck. I'm particularly interested in listening to the answers for this sentence. This is Muzammil Afroz. Sorry, am I saying your name right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
This paragraph will talk about the difficulties faced by fortune hunters, especially in exploring the shipwreck.
Okay, so what's the topic?
The topic will be the difficulties faced by fortune hunters. And
the controlling idea?
The controlling idea.
Look at it carefully. This is a little confusing. I know.
Okay.
This is why I told you that I'm particularly interested in hearing the answer for this question. Fortune hunters encounter many difficulties when exploring a shipwreck. Think about what this paragraph is going to talk.
Shipwreck containing.
Correct. You're right.
Many
You're
type
right
of
there.
different.
It's going to talk about the shipwreck part, right? It's going to talk about exploring the shipwreck, that how it happens. They're talking about many difficulties when exploring a shipwreck. So that is basically the topic. Okay, exploring the shipwreck part, how the fortune hunters, explore the shipwreck part, and the many difficulties part becomes your controlling idea. Okay, so the paragraph essentially is going to talk about the many difficulties. Many difficulties of what? Of exploring the shipwreck. Okay, now the topic is not the fortune hunters encounter. Okay, so read the sentence in its entirety and think about what the paragraph is going to write about. The answer to that question will be your topic. Okay. Understand this? All right. Fifth one, dogs make wonderful pets because they help you to live longer. Dogs make wonderful pets because they help you to live longer. What is this about? What will this paragraph talk about? Shiv Bhaskaran, go ahead.
Pets, dogs as pets.
Dogs as pets, yes. So dogs are going to be the topic. And what is the controlling idea?
Reason to have dogs as pets.
Correct. Reason how they help you to live longer. So the paragraph essentially will be built around these things. Okay, correct. All right. So the sixth one, crime in poverty-stricken areas occurs because of a systemic discrimination. Sorry, crime in poverty-stricken areas occurs because of a systemic discrimination. What's the topic?
How systemic discrimination increase crime in poverty-stricken areas?
Good, nice. So what will be the topic?
The role of systemic discrimination in crime, maybe.
But the topic sentence clearly mentions crime in poverty-stricken areas occurs because of a systemic discrimination, right? So isn't it easy to pick it from there?
Yes, crime in poverty-stricken areas.
So what is the topic? It will basically the paragraph will talk about crime in poverty-stricken areas. That's what it's going to talk about. And the controlling idea, they've already said that it's because of systemic discrimination. Now, basically, they are going to elaborate the reasons why they think so. Okay, they'll give you example or evidences or other things in the paragraph. This could be an evidence and an example-based paragraph. They might pick a particular place, talk about the demography in the other part, talk about the economic status of the people there, give you some statistics, some evidence to justify the point that they're making, right? But the point is clear. Topic is the crimes in poverty-stricken area, and the controlling idea here is that it is due to systemic discrimination. Okay, easier one. So it's like an evidence-based paragraph which will have a topic sentence like this. Seventh one, teen pregnancy may be prevented by improved education. Seventh, teen pregnancy may be prevented by improved education. Maitri, go ahead.
Teen pregnancy, because the topic will be covered about the due to means.
Yes, how improved education can prevent.
How we improve the education to make this reduce the teen pregnancy.
Correct, very good. So the topic is teen pregnancy, and your controlling idea is improved education. Okay, prevented by improved education. Okay, not improved education, prevented by improved education. That is the controlling idea. Good. Now, eighth one, cooking requires a number of different skills. Cooking requires a number of different skills. So what will this paragraph talk about? It will talk about cooking. Yeah. And the different skills involved in doing that will be your controlling idea. All the other statements are going to act as a point of elaboration or supporting detail to this basic sentence, which is cooking requires a number of different skills. All right. It's also simple. Next one. It is important to be ready before buying a house.
Buying a house. Buying a house
is your topic, and controlling idea.
Controlling idea will be what are the steps needed to be
what
done.
All, yeah, the readiness factors, right? So what involves readiness factors could ideally be the supporting statements that go into this paragraph. Maitri, you can answer the next one. I saw your hands up, but then somebody already responded, so could not come to you.
Apologies.
Oh, no issues. Graduating from high school is important for many different reasons.
Graduating from high school.
Topic, correct.
And the reason should be that what are the different reasons or factors affect for graduating from high school.
Basically, it will give you, right, it will give you reasons factors Graduating
Yes.
from high school, right? So that becomes your controlling idea, and graduating from high school is your topic. Okay, now having a first child is difficult because of the significant adjustments in your life. 11th one. Who wants to go? Someone who has not answered yet, guys, you should make it a point that you participate in the class. I'm sure a lot of us are happy listening than talking, but it's good to talk once in a while, yeah? At least to get to know each other. Somebody who wants to go ahead? If your network and your other, logistics permits you to participate, please do that. I would encourage you to.
Topic
Deepti.
would be having a first child.
Okay, Deepti, having a first child is difficult because of the significant adjustments in his life. Having a first child. Is it having a first child or having a first child is difficult part your topic? Just
having a first child is difficult.
Okay. Yeah. So having a first child is difficult is your topic. And then you go ahead and give your controlling idea. The reason is significant adjustments.
Significant adjustments in your life.
Yeah. So ideally the paragraph will talk to you about why is it difficult and what are the adjustments that you make. Right? Okay, good. Thank you for participating.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now the last one. Okay. Remodeling a kitchen successfully requires research and a good eye. This is a pretty easy one. Devashri Nandi, go ahead, please.
Yes, ma'am. It's remodeling a kitchen successfully. It's the topic, and it requires research and a good eye is the
controlling idea. Yeah, very good. Thank you for joining in. So, do you have a fair idea about how do you do this now? Okay, so when you're writing, please implement this. Make sure that your topic sentence has both the topic and the controlling idea very clearly defined, right? Whether you place it in the beginning or in the end or elsewhere, okay? Make sure that these two parts is very well covered in your topic sentence. And again, to reiterate from what I was telling you before, if you're writing for professional spaces, say writing a report, writing an email, writing the minutes of you're compiling, the minutes of a meeting, whatever. If it is done in an official space, the requirement or the advice is always that you keep your topic sentence the first, okay, right in the beginning, okay, and within which you need to include both your topic as well as your controlling idea very clearly so that there's a good readability to what you write, okay. All right, so this was like a short exercise to... Sorry, please go ahead.
I have a question. Does this apply to the speaking part as well, if I may ask?
For the speaking part? Yes.
Yes,
certainly.
It does.
Certainly. If you are, say, delivering a lecture somewhere, okay, giving a talk. Now, talks can be, you can readjust your style based on who is there to listen to you. So say you are giving a TED talk somewhere. Okay? You are free to choose the style in which you want to deliver. As long as you're able to make your points, make your arguments clearly, you can bring the people to that attention, bring them to attend to what you're saying. It's all right. Okay. But if I'm to talk about a classroom, say a lecture or a seminar, this particular style where you place it in, where you declare your statement or your purpose right in the beginning is the best method. Okay, because the purpose there is educational. So you don't want people to be lost about what they are going to look at. So the objective or what you're going to talk about, the main idea that you want to present should be very clearly stated right in the beginning. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
For email, should I always keep the topic sentence at first for email? Like
yeah, so for that, your in email, your topic sentence will coincide with the purpose. Okay, so why you're writing the email, what is the major question that you want to address, which is the purpose statement, will become the topic sentence in your email. Okay, so if it is a request email, ideally your first statement is going to it will consist the word request. Okay, I'm writing this email to request your confirmation regarding the lecture on so and so. Okay, so in email, your topic sentence is basically your purpose statement of why you're writing the email. That's all. Okay, Nitri?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right. Okay, so now I'm going to stop sharing
Is it any problem?
Yeah, I can't hear anything. Is there
Yeah, I thought only I have issue. I think ma'am got left out from the meeting, I think.
Or I think the class got over and the ma'am left after that. I don't know.
No,
This is the first
no,
time I'm
she just
attending
told,
this.
she just
No,
told
so
stop sharing the screen. She didn't conclude the class. No?
Okay. Oh, sorry guys. There was a brief power failure at my end. Can you all hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Sorry about that. So I'll just share the screen again with you. Okay. Shri Balaji or whoever is here, can you please give me the host rights? I've lost it, I think. Okay, just a minute. I'll give them a call and okay. Hello. Ishwarya, see, there was a power failure here, so I had to like log out. Now, I don't have the host rights to share the PPT. Can you please inform this person to do that? Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so before...
Ma'am, we have received a mail. Can I just talk, ma'am? Can I ask you one question, ma'am?
Sure.
Hello?
Yeah,
Can
please
you
go
hear me,
ahead.
ma'am?
Yeah.
Ma'am, we have received about the writing, some professional writing mail about some topic. So are we supposed to put audio clip or what?
I don't know which one is this. The mail does it not tell you in the details?
That is speak with us. Speak with us session.
That is for speak with us.
Achha,
Yeah.
for
So
that.
for,
Okay.
writing will not
maybe,
definitely ask you to.
It will be 1 minute audio for
Yeah.
that particular
Audio
specific.
clip.
Yes. Okay. All right. So, so that was about the topic, sentence topic, and the controlling idea. Now, if you remember that, you know, this particular figure that you saw that day. So after topic sentence, what are you going to see? The layers of your hamburger or your tiki burger, whatever, is basically the supporting sentences, right? So about 2 to 3 or sometimes 4, depends on, you know, how much of information you want to pack in. So the next part, the layers that bring, the layers are brought in by, or the idea that is expressed in the topic sentence is further elaborated using the supporting sentence, right? So we are going to look at both the supporting sentence and the conclusion sentence for the rest of the class. Okay, so let's look at it. What does the supporting sentence do? They form the meat of the layers, okay, or they form the meat of the layers. Both, you can address them equally. Okay, so no problem, interchangeably, no issues. So they form the meat of the layers in a paragraph, and this is essentially what is referred to as the body of the paragraph too. Okay, because this is where you build in additional information, and the information can be of various nature. We look at what kind of information goes in the supporting details. What do they do? Okay, they explain, they prove, or add or elaborate what has been presented in the controlling idea. Like, so for example, if I have to pick a example, then, the one that we just discussed, a teen pregnancy may be prevented by improved education, right? So now the supporting sentence is going to explain, okay, prove or add or elaborate this particular controlling idea, that how using improved education you prevent the teenage pregnancy, right? So either it can be all of this or it can be just one at a time. So it can explain, it can prove. Prove means it's going to be an evidence-based paragraph. Explain means it's going to be a descriptive paragraph, right? Elaboration also, it's some kind of description again, and within that description it can use examples, it can give you facts or statistics, etc., to make its point, right? So the number of supporting sentences, it could range from 3 to 6. So if it is a short paragraph, then it could be somewhere around 3 to 4. If it's a longer one that you're intending at, which requires more detailing and elaboration, then it could go up to 6. But anything beyond that should be avoided to preserve the structure of the paragraph. Okay, so that should be a good idea to build a proper paragraph. 3 to 6, anywhere between 3 to 6 supporting sentences should be a good structured, well-developed paragraph. Okay. Now, the last point, the sentences that make the supporting sentences, they could usually be of the following kinds, but they are not necessarily restricted to it, right? So you see 5 of them here, right? The supporting statements either could be the ones that give reasons, okay, like as we explained in the third point, if you are going to prove something, then it gives reasons and evidences, right? It can also, the supporting sentences can also be facts, sentences that talk to you about the facts and statistics, okay? Or it could be quotations, okay? We'll look at the examples from each of this, so you'll understand it better. Or it could be example as well, right? This is what, these are the ones that are most commonly found, supporting sentences. But again, this does not mean that we have restricted what supporting sentences could be like. It could be more than this also, okay? But from what we have with us today, we'll take examples from each of this to understand how it is, how, a supporting sentence which functions as a reason or a fact or a statistics looks like. Okay, let's look at this. Read this and you'll get it. You better stop wetting your bed or else the bogeyman is going to get you. Most of us probably remember a threat like this one being delivered at one time or another by a parent, babysitter, or older brother or sister. There are several reasons. Okay, so where does it begin? It has started now. Okay, there are several reasons why young children are so often threatened with a visit from the mysterious and terrifying bogeyman. One reason is simply, so that's highlighted. See, one reason is simply habit and tradition. The myth of the bogeyman is handed down from generation to generation, like the tale of the Easter bunny or the tooth fairy. Another reason is the need to discipline. How much easier it is to frighten a child into good behavior than to explain to her just why she should be good. A more sinister reason is the perverse delight some people get out of scaring others. Older brothers and sisters in particular seem to thoroughly enjoy driving youngsters to tears with stories of the bogeyman in the closet or the bogeyman under the bed. In short, the bogeyman is a convenient myth that will probably be used to haunt children and sometimes actually cause them to wet their beds for a long time to come. Okay, so reason-based paragraph. Okay, we're basically exploring why people would, use the stories of bogeyman, right? And very clearly, it has linguistic signposts like one reason, another reason, more sinister reason, right? Clearly indicating what the supporting sentences are doing to the original topic sentence. Okay, yeah. So this is one example of how supporting sentence acts as reason statements. Okay. Next is on facts and statistics. This does not require any explanation. A quick glance through the paragraph would help you understand how it is. Right. The global economy is projected to grow 6.0% in 2021 and 4.9% in 2022. The 2021 global forecast is unchanged from the April 2021 WEO, but with offsetting revisions, right? So on and so forth. Read it for yourself. And what does it have? It has a lot of data, right? It's data driven, figure driven. It has statistics. It has facts that are driven based on these statistics and data, right? So this is an example of that. right? Where all the supporting statements add up to that original statement there. The global economy is projected to grow 6.0% in 2021 and 4.9% in 2022. Rest of the statements all contribute to it.
Das kleine Teil passt hierhin. Oh nein,
Are you
das sieht
asking me
furchtbar
anything?
aus. Seine Frau Kia.
All right. Fine. So this is one example of that, of facts and statistics. The next one is a quotation. Read it. Talking about the craft of writing, Pinker hints at how writing is inherently poetic in nature. He remarks, the quotation starts here. So the topic sentence here is this one. Talking about the craft of writing, Pinker hints at how writing is inherently poetic in nature. Okay. And then the quotation begins. He remarks, look at almost any passage and you'll find that a paragraph has 5 or 6 metaphors in it. It's not that the speaker is trying to be poetic. It's just that that's the way language works. Shachi, you have a question? Shachi?
Hello, ma'am. Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me, ma'am?
Hello. Yes, yes.
Hello?
Yes, yes. Go ahead, Shachi.
Yes. Are you? Am I audible, ma'am?
You're audible.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, while you were teaching, while you were teaching the professional writing, I was having one doubt regarding the authors who write. So, can I just out of way I can ask one question?
Yeah, let's hear what you have. Yes.
Hello.
Yes, yes.
Ma'am, can you hear me? Actually, ma'am, I'm traveling, so maybe my voice is not.
Yeah.
Hello. Yes, ma'am. I wanted to know whether the authors who write some novel or anything, so do they hire such people who do the professional writing to correct their writing, or do something they do? They should know all these things before writing any novel or something.
If they're authors, they would not have to do that because that is what they do. They are writers. But there are firms that would hire professional writers. You can, if you use LinkedIn, just go quickly to that part and type in professional writers. A lot of people will have written professional writers in their bio. And this is an actual job. A lot of companies, technical solution companies, they hire professional writers to build their documents. Okay. And this is like a softcore job. There are people with PhDs and all who do the professional writing part. So yes, people hire, but if you're asking me about authors, then they shouldn't be doing it. But most of the authors will also have somebody called the editor. Okay, so editing is a different thing. It's something that follows up the writing part. Once
editor's job might be somewhat means similar to editing their maybe mistake somewhere, sentence mistake or something like that.
It's not an easy
maybe
job.
They are able
it's
to
not just
properly.
editing the spelling errors or grammar errors. Editing is actually
no, I'm not talking about that error. I'm talking about the technical part of the writing.
Yes. The editor is equally important as the writer, because the editor also is responsible for checking the logistics of the writing itself, whether it is organized well. So the editor will look at all these. If your work is organized well, if you have a good structure of writing, do you have your introduction and your conclusion written well? Have you written your arguments well? Does your supporting statements and other things adds up to your argument? So editor's job is, if not more difficult than that of the writer itself. So it's an equally important part. So only a good writer can be a good editor. That's also the okay. So
that is an important part.
Yes. Right. So yeah. Okay. So this was about the quotation. Okay. Now I think the next example we have is of the example paragraph. Okay. You can read it, a very easy paragraph. Okay. This is about the piranhas. Okay. Despite the fact that piranhas are relatively harmless, many people continue to believe the pervasive myth that piranhas are dangerous to humans. This impression of piranhas is exacerbated by their mischaracterization in popular media. Okay. For example, the promotional poster for the 1978 horror film Piranha features an oversized piranha poised to bite the leg of an unsuspecting woman. Such a terrifying representation easily captures the imagination and promotes unnecessary fear. While the trope of the man-eating piranhas lends excitement to the adventure stories, it bears little resemblance to the real-life piranha. By paying more attention to fact than fiction, humans may finally be able to let go of this inaccurate belief. Okay, example paragraph. What is this paragraph talking about?
It's about the piranhas.
How
they are being portrayed in the movies or.
It's about the piranhas, but the larger idea here is, Jyotirlata, were you speaking or was somebody else trying to speak?
Yes, ma'am, it was me.
Okay. Yes, you're partly correct, Jyotirlata. Somebody else was also trying to speak, which I did not see. Who was it? So you're right about the piranhas part. So they've taken the portrayal of piranha as an example, but basically the paragraph is trying to tell you how media portrayal of certain things can or how media popular media's portrayal can have got no resemblance to what the real life of that particular event or the person could be like, right? The mismatch or the basically the mismatch between what the media portrays and what the reality is. Media can do that. And then for that, they give you the example of how piranha has been portrayed in popular media and as opposed to how it is in the real life. See this? Okay. All right. So this is another example. So this is the example for example paragraph, right? How you have a point made, you have a topic sentence, and then you take your supporting sentences, then pick up from, they use examples and then elaborate on your main idea. Okay, here about the distorted media portrayal about piranhas. All right, now the last part in this would be on concluding sentence. Concluding sentence, basically, what do they do? It is a mandatory element in a standalone paragraph. So what does that sentence mean? Mandatory element in standalone paragraph. If you're writing just a single paragraph about something, right? That is called a standalone paragraph, right? So in such sentences, concluding sentences are very, very important. Okay. You cannot have a standalone paragraph without a concluding sentence because, otherwise it would look like, you have given a very abrupt ending to your paragraph. But if you're writing a longer essay, okay, say you're writing a research paper or you're writing some other kind of longer essays, then it is not important that every paragraph that you write in there has its own concluding sentence. Right? Sometimes that concluding sentence would appear as one full conclusion paragraph at the end of your essay or your research paper, okay, or your seminar paper, whatever it is, right? Or say if you are giving a talk somewhere, okay, then the conclusion part of it could just be the concluding sentences, all of them could come together at the end, towards the end as a conclusion paragraph, right? So in longer formats of writing, it is not necessary that you find a concluding sentence after every paragraph. However, if you have a standalone paragraph, then it is necessary that you complete it off with a concluding sentence, okay? This is about the, the how often or wherein should you place your concluding sentences about as far as that part is concerned. Now, what do they do? This is more important to us. What functions do they have? It reinforces. Basically, you have the topic sentence, right? You have the supporting sentences. And what does the concluding sentence do? It reinforces what has been said or what has been elaborated in the body of the paragraph, right? Reiterates, reinforces, okay? Summarizes, basically, okay? It also signals the reader that the paragraph has ended. So the concluding sentence, as the name suggests, should tell the reader. The function, additional function is also, or the primary function is also to tell the reader that now they have come to the conclusion of the paragraph, right? So there are several signposts, like, in the paragraph that we did on reason, what were the signposts that we used? One reason, okay? Another reason, the more sinister reason. So these are all signposts that tell the person that, oh, this is the sentence is going to talk to you about the various reasons of why people use the story of the bogeyman. Similarly, when you're using a concluding sentence and if you want to signal the reader that you have come to the end of the sentence, there are several linguistic devices which should do that. Can you give me examples of that? I'll give you one or two. This is something that we have read in the examples that we looked at today. In short, like, the same paragraph on reason, Look at the last sentence here. In short, the bogeyman is a convenient myth that will probably be used. So this part, that in short, that signals the reader that they have come to the conclusion now. Basically, they have summarized. That sentence is a summary statement or a concluding statement, right? Similarly, there can be other expressions like to conclude my point, okay, or in conclusion, okay, or you can use words like summarily, okay. All of them signal the readers that they have come to the conclusion of the paragraph. All right. Now, the next part, a good concluding sentence does one of the following. Now, what does it do? It would restate the main point or the idea that was discussed in the body of the paragraph. It would summarize. So it could be one of this. Okay, a good concluding statement, if you have to talk about it, then it should do one of the following. Okay, which is restate the main point or the idea discussed in the body of the paragraph. Summarize. The statement should summarize the key points that was discussed in the paragraph. It should be able to draw a conclusion, okay, or make a prediction, or give a suggestion, or give recommendations, or offer a final observation or thought about the topic, if any. Now, this last one, offer a final observation or thought about the topic, it usually happens in opinion paragraphs, right? If you have been expressing opinions about a certain topic or a matter, then the final sentence, the concluding sentence of such a paragraph would be, the winding off statement would be giving a final observation or thought about the topic, right? In addition to this, your concluding statements could also be something that can give recommendations, like most commonly in the formats of reports, right? It is concluded by giving recommendations, right? Or suggestions, right? Or make a prediction. In certain other kind of paragraphs, you make a prediction, right? Say you are writing a commentary. Commentary can end with predictions, right? Draw a conclusion. You are giving a descriptive paragraph about something. You can conclude your sentence. Your concluding statement can be something that draws from the key points and then makes a conclusion based on that, right? Explanatory paragraphs, you can summarize. The last sentence would be to, the function would be to summarize the key points, right? So all of this, one among the 7 that you see on the screen could be the nature of the concluding statement that you have in a paragraph. Okay. All right. Now, this is a quick example of how you look at the topic sentence, supporting sentence, and concluding sentence. So the example is, the beauty of studying abroad is gaining a broader understanding of other cultures. Having access to other people and building relationships with those people on their home turf enables one to think more creatively and flexibly, which are necessary skills in today's competitive work environment. If a student can bring that understanding and knowledge back to the USA, the sky is the limit. Okay. So you can read how we have dissected the paragraph, this very simple paragraph, into topic sentence, supporting sentence or sentences, and the concluding sentence. Okay. Any doubts here?
No, ma'am.
No? Okay.
Ma'am, the concluding sentence, is there in other format, like the prime example which you have shown, the I think the keywords you shown now, that without having those keywords, is there any chance that concluding sentence would take another form?
Without the keywords.
Yes. Can you please go back to the concluding sentence once, that slides?
Oh, you're asking me about the different examples for summarizing and restating and all that?
Yes, ma'am. Like sometimes these keywords are not available, but in a particular paragraph, we need to find out what is the conclusion of the other.
So see, this is what I had told you in the beginning. So I think this is, you asked me about research papers last time, right, Rama?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Right. So the example that you're giving me, I think you're possibly talking it from the perspective of the research paper, right? So what happens in research paper, this is a longer form of writing. So when you're writing a longer text, what happens, like I explained it to you, it's not necessary that all your paragraph is going to have a concluding statement, right? If you have noticed it, in the research paper, usually what you do is you have a conclusion paragraph at the end somewhere, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So
Yes, ma'am.
all your concluding sentences, whether the nature of that concluding paragraph is that of a summary or of restating or anything. Actually, in research paper, it's a mix of all that. You restate, you summarize, right? You also give recommendation, you suggest. All of those comes as a part of the conclusion paragraph as such. You don't include them necessarily in every other paragraph or every other section that you've included in the research paper, right? So keywords you definitely will have keywords. If you have managed to write a research paper, you certainly know what your major keywords in the area is.
Ma'am, sorry for interrupting, ma'am. Actually, in research paper, it is clear that at the end we just conclude what are the concluding sentences will be there to the research. But ma'am, like in GMAT exam, no, they do that paragraph that comprehension testing. In that, actually, it is asked to find out the concluding sentence. Sometimes they do not carry the keywords which you emphasized here. So that time it becomes really difficult. Let us
That
say
is because they are testing. It's a competitive exam, and they don't want to give it straight away to you. It would definitely be implied somewhere. So you have double task in exercises like that. They want you to pick out the keywords yourself, or bring it out as it is implied in the statement, and then draft a concluding sentence. They're checking two things. One is whether you're able to identify keywords without them having mentioned it. Second is, with the help of that, are you able to come up with a concluding statement of your own? So that is tricky. Okay. They put in all these factors because it's an exam and they want to test your limits with respect to this, right? So that could be there, but I'll see if I can get examples. Right now, I don't have it from the top of my mind because you need the paragraph, right? So I'll check for a few of them and see if I can discuss it with you in the class. Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Yeah. All right. Others, any question? Anything like this that have come to you? So again, this is a good point. Actually, all the paragraphs may not explicitly mention about these things. Okay. Sometimes very much like we talked about the topic sentence, things could be implied also. So you have to basically read closer and check what the paragraph is talking about, and then sometimes draft your own concluding sentence. Not easily available. So the one that you see on the screen is an easy one, which is a very neatly categorized sentences, but not the case every time, like he has very rightly mentioned. Okay, we'll try and take a look at that. Anyway, we have an exercise in the next class on all that. So maybe one or two paragraphs and maybe add of that nature as well. Okay. But are these topics clear to you? I don't plan to go any further from here. Actually, only the last two topic that remains is unity and cohesion. They don't require a lot of explanation, but maybe we can do that in the next class before we begin the exercise. Okay. So any questions from what we have done today? Anything that you need explanations on, something that was not clear to you? If not, then we can wind up for today. It's already 5:13. I don't want to stretch it any further. There could be people who have other obligations, appointments. Moshana, do you have a question? I thought you unmuted yourself. All right. Okay. So thank you. Then, someone's hands up. I don't know who it is.
Ma'am, hello. Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, just wanted to know because I'm out of the station and in mobile, like I don't know that Google Calendar is not visible. So when is the next class? Just sorry to ask you that way, but because I'm out of the station, my Google Calendar does not work here.
This class, no?
Hello.
Are you talking about professional writing class?
Yeah, English class. Any English class. Only you are taking all the classes, ma'am.
No, I take 3 sessions. Hello? Yeah. You will have a live session tomorrow between 4 to 5 for English 2.
Tomorrow, ma'am. Okay.
4 to 5.
Oh, because tomorrow we have event at.
That I do not know. You have an event, so maybe for this week it could be suspended. I don't have any official information yet.
Maybe because calendar is not showing anything for the next 3 days.
Probably.
Next 3 days calendar is not showing. When I came. then there may not be any class.
Could be the reason. I am not just, I don't want to say since I don't have any official information as of now. So could be.
Yeah, I cannot. I cannot.
Yeah,
tomorrow 4 to 5 just I will check, na ma'am.
Yeah, just check. If it happens, then it happens between 4 to 5.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. All right. Okay, guys. Thank you. I'll see you next week, same time. Okay.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're all welcome. Thank you.